Inside the walls of the Chief Seattle Club is what Derrick Belgarde calls a sacred space to nurture, renew, and affirm the spirit of Native Americans.
A Native person would come in here and feel the connectedness of their culture in here.
But outside this social services center, food pantry, and medical clinic on the 2nd Avenue extension downtown is another story.
This neighborhood has a lot of hardships.
Belgarde, deputy director of the Chief Seattle Club, says after years of oppression, Native Americans are the least likely demographic to accept social services, and in King County, 7 times more likely to be homeless than any other ethnic group.
We're at a place now where there's a lack of trust, a lack of willingness to accept help from outside indigenous systems.
But, Belgarde says, there could be some hope ahead, in the form of a new $38 million expansion project planned here.
The top 4 will be housing 80 units of low-income studios.
Crews will break ground this November to build a new 7-story building in place of the now vacant Lazarus Center next door to the Chief Seattle Club. The new facility will have 80 low-income housing units, commercial and office space, a health clinic, and artwork, including a 40-foot-tall representation of a welcoming Coast Salish woman.
When they walk in, they're going to know they're home.
Belgarde says by making a strong effort at cultural recognition, the Chief Seattle Club can provide Native Americans a more integrated way to accept services and start a road to recovery.
They're going to feel that connection again, and they're going to want to be in there. They're going to feel safe when they're at home.
That idea is right in tune with what the city of Seattle is working on around the corner in City Hall Park, just south of the King County Courthouse. At 1.3 acres, this is the largest green space in Pioneer Square.
We're on the front lines of change.
Philip Kraft supervises the CONCIERGE program in this and other parks around the city. Year-round, the concierges set up games, live music, and other activities to activate the park, working to change what's traditionally been a homeless camp into an area where everybody feels welcome.
We do have a homeless crisis. We also have a rich, diverse community, of all cultures. And that's what we do, is we create a safe place for everyone.
The activation plan at City Hall Park, begun last year, is financed in part through the city's use of King County Parks levy funds. And Kraft says, with help from Seattle's park rangers and other support, Seattle is creating a new future for City Hall Park.
This is a great example of proactively, positively transforming things. Instead of waiting for things to get bad, we're changing things for the better.
That's welcome news for Lisa Howard, who says there are many challenges around this northeast corner of the Pioneer Square neighborhood.
It's definitely underutilized. It's been neglected quite a bit.
Howard is executive director of the Alliance for Pioneer Square, who's well aware that dispatchers started sending double the usual amount of firefighters to calls in this area last May, following safety concerns.
We can't have a tolerance for people who may be assaulting or victimizing others.
She's hoping City Hall Park can emulate the success of Occidental Square Park a few blocks away, with games, a kiosk for park staff, and more. Plus, thanks to financial help from the Downtown Seattle Association since 2015. This park has increased visits and reduced illegal activity. The Alliance will start a master planning process this summer to help revitalize City Hall Park, Prefontaine Square and Fountain, and Fortson Square outside the Chief Seattle Club as a way to reconnect Pioneer Square to downtown. In a neighborhood with the city's highest concentration of shelters and social services, Howard is trying to create some harmony between the residents of Pioneer Square, if they have a roof over their heads or not.
Constantly sweeping people around and leaving them outside for years on end isn't a solution. And if it's not working now, let's try something else. We want our parks to be healthy and safe and accessible for everyone.
Will focusing on roughly 6 blocks end Seattle's homeless emergency? No. But Derrick Belgarde says this effort could turn into a model of how a culturally relevant, neighborhood-focused plan can create a pathway to change.
It's a crisis that we all have to jump in and we all have to come up with solutions together.